We're still going to start a Newport-based podcast, a not-so-philosophical wax regarding the last 7 days. I'm your host, Dan Rowley. Rowley.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Joining me this week to discuss the week's events and the week in history, Antonio Romola.
Yeah, buonasera.
Justin Cliff.
Hi.
And Kenneth Traynor.
Hello.
How's it going, chaps?
Yeah, good.
Well, thank you, mate.
Let's go.
You.
Yeah, sorry about that. I hope you all get it. Let's delve right into the important issue. You wanted to bring up the Christmas tree.
I did want to bring up the fact that the Christmas tree is still up.
It has not been 12. It has not been 12 days since Christmas in my Julian calendar.
Ah.
All right, because
Yeah,
it was last Wednesday. But
Good.
Happy New Year, one and all, from the Julian calendar. It is of course New Year's Day.
People are just going to be confused when they're listening to this. They're not going to know what time it's from, or they're going to assume that
If
we're
anybody
hungover.
if anybody listening to this on the internet, which is the only place you can get it,
In July 2015.
is worried about the Julian calendar, I don't think they'll have worked their computer properly, and they won't have found it.
That's a fair point.
Indeed. But the second more pressing thing, the hair that makes you look like one of the people found in a French textbook from school.
Yeah.
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 With
I haven't had
with
a haircut in a while.
I wish I could say, that you can pull it off, but, you can pull it off, but not in a good way.
Tight skinny jeans tucked into the socks, into your brown loafers and a grey jumper. You look an exceptional twat this evening.
Right, first of all, the socks tucked in because I've been riding my bike.
But you're not now.
I'm not riding my bike right now, no. I'll go to the care of untucking my socks and just getting my... So I didn't realise I had to, kind of dress up for this. Or anything,
Dress up, for the podcast, of course.
Yeah. But I will in future. I'm going to come in a tuxedo next week.
Oh, yeah.
We got a photo of it, so yeah, you should just come in ever more elaborate dress each week.
I will.
We should really talk about, only briefly, because it's fucking horrendous. Well, the initial thing was horrendous and the response has been excellent in France. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the news had broke and horrific stuff had already happened last week. Didn't really want to cover anything because we didn't know very much about it. But after some horrific attacks, France united.
Yeah, it's really fucking blown up on the internet, and I think there's a big collection of, that's an understatement. Oh, shit. And a really bad choice of phrase. It's gone pretty big on the internet, and there's been this, outpouring of people who are, supporting the fact that they, supporting these people and saying what they did was a massive statement for our freedom of speech and stuff. Mm-hmm. But one of the survivors has released a blog in which he kind of says to everyone, yeah, you fucking come out now, but we got firebombed about a year ago, and where the fuck were you all then? Ooh. It's really strange. He's released this kind of really sort of damning blog, and there's all sorts of people who are saying, the media's spun it in a certain way, there's fucking genocide
Same
happening
offices
in
were
Africa.
firebombed.
Yeah,
they've been attacked.
The same
before.
offices have been attacked before, and they're saying there's somebody I saw had posted this this fucking genocide of people in Africa where they're just culling burning these bodies and stuff, and that's all happening now. And why aren't we hearing about that? And why are we hearing about these? It's a very Western idea and all this. So it's really fucking evoked something in people, but in both sides of the argument, really.
Do you think it was agreeable, the fact that they just went into print straight away with a full front page of the Prophet Muhammad?
I think it's pretty fucking brave.
Brave is the word.
It is, because
fucking
they're only going to wind them up more.
But then it just harks back to their original statements, and it just reinforces their values of what they're printing. I've also seen an article written by somebody that claims that that Charlie Hebdo's cartoons are just fully racist. And it uses these the old school drawings of black people that they used to do cartoons, where they've kind of got these really accentuated features and they're eating watermelon, and there's one where there's a baby, a little black baby drinking milk, and they call it nigger ink underneath the photograph.
Jesus Christ.
And this is from publication in 1910, 1920, something like that.
Okay.
So it's from this era where, that is racist, yeah? That is a racist image, and we can look at that now and we can see there's no irony attached to that. It's just this very stupid, simple, broad view of a race of person.
Yeah.
But the fact that that's been used in relation to the cartoons that were on the front covers of Charlie Hebdo, saying that they're racist, images and things. But this article in itself is racist because it kind of collectively damns white Western people for fucking supporting this argument. Like, and I'm like, it's ridiculous. I saw somebody posted it on Facebook, and I was so. The whole thing has got very confusing. The best thing I saw in it was from the Young Turks, which is a YouTube sort of news broadcast channel. The Young Turks are fucking amazing. And his slant on it was that the whole thing of bursting into a building and killing people dead because they're voicing their opinion on your religion, and your idea is that the Prophet Muhammad cannot be, sort of drawn and made into an image, it's an entirely ironic thing that you go in and kill people because they do this, because it undermines your belief in your own God, Muhammad, who says that these people who make him, what do you call it? The
blasphemy.
Blasphemy. Yeah, essentially, that he's incapable of punishing these people in the afterlife. So it's like the rawest point of the argument.
Yeah, surely they should be just a bit more smug about it and go, yeah, you carry on with your drawings. Because in hell, where you're definitely going, because I believe in my religion enough to kill people because of it, so I definitely think that hell is like just given. That definitely exists. Where you're going, so enjoy it. Enjoy your cartoons. I once had a drawing of Muhammad at a stand-up gig I did at your launch pad.
I saw it from you before I saw it from Charlie Hebdo, mate. So. But it wasn't your drawing, was it?
Well, it was done by Ms. Katie Price. She'd signed it, so
yeah.
That was right. So it was a terrific joke.
Drew a picture of Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, for you to use in your stand-up routine.
It was a good picture as well.
It was a great picture.
It was
very respectful.
Very respectful. Made him out like a Simpson.
Yeah.
There's no more respect that you can give a person than making them look like a Simpson. But it was complained about.
Oh yeah, it was complained about.
There were two jokes that were complained about. One about Muhammad Ali, and one about that.
Yeah.
But never mind, because she was a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Was the person complaining religious, or was it just that?
No, they just said he shouldn't offend religion. The joke they did about Muhammad Ali was the 2012 Olympic the logo. Although it was a bit of a mess and people hated it, I think it was very sporting for them to let Muhammad Ali draw it.
That didn't go down well with him.
No, it was a good laugh and everything, but it's just approached just afterwards. It was weird because there was one I did for Jan, our landlady, as well, and a woman just approached me beforehand and said, "Are you the comedian?" And I said, "Yep." And she went, "Are you going to tell any racist jokes?"
Really?
Went, yeah, Nick was there, Greg was there as well.
I was there.
Oh yeah, Ken was there, I beg your pardon. I said, "No." She went, "Good, that would be awkward." She was singing alongside, or she was playing the guitar or something. She was terrible, which made me feel better.
I like the fact that she looked at you, she knew you were the stand-up comedian.
Well, no, she asked.
And she assumed
unless
racist jokes would come out of your mouth.
Unless she assumed you were Chinese.
So don't
be awkward.
Would be awkward because we're both in the BME community, so it would be quite awkward for you as a ching chong to go and tell any racist jokes. Fucking moron.
Yeah,
so
Mongolian, aren't you? Not Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Mongolian.
Chinese.
It's clear for anybody to see. I was on horseback when she was talking to me. Talking about my yurt. Razzie nominations revealed today.
Transformers.
Transformers, the newest one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kirk Cameron
two
Saves
Michael Bay
Christmas.
films.
Yeah, two Michael Bay films, and good enough for him. Kirk Cameron. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's an actor, and he's in a terrible movie called Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas. Not sure about content, to be honest, but he was alongside Ray Comfort, the famous banana man, who said that the banana was the proof of God's will to have us eat the banana. If you see, it's curved towards the mouth. If you look in your hand, there are 3 grooves on the index finger. And if you look on the back of the banana, 3 little points there. See how it sits perfectly in the hand, curved towards the face for ease of entry.
Yeah.
God has made a wrapper that is biodegradable. You see, like a soda can, there's a little tab on the top, so you just pop it off there.
Yeah.
It's called Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Sorry.
It doesn't say that he saves Christmas.
What I love about that banana argument is nobody just took a pineapple to them.
You said before, yeah.
Explain that fucker.
Or was it a coconut?
Yeah.
He once described as having to get through a huge husk to what is barely food.
What's that? Is that God testing us to see what we do to open it?
No, it's just that people who live in countries where bananas grow get easy food.
Yeah.
It's obviously stupid because there are so many other things like the parasitic wasp and things that are just pretty horrible. Tapeworms and stuff.
Kirk Cameron, worst picture, Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas. He's also nominated as worst actor.
Yep.
And in the
Poor guy.
worst screen combo, so for example, any two robotic actors in Transformers Age of Extinction, also Kirk Cameron and his ego are nominated as the worst combo.
People go and collect the Razzies sometimes. People show humility a lot.
I've seen Halle Berry collect a Razzie for Catwoman.
Yeah, Davis. It's the same
Who
year
was
she
it?
won the Oscar.
Oh, really? Was it?
Yeah.
Was that
So,
her?
no wonder
Yeah.
she fucking went.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I do make some shite, but there's also this Oscar. And
That's amazing.
and that
Imagine being
speech.
able to put a Razzie and an Oscar side by side.
I think it's cool. They have what they call the Redeemer Award,
Oh, yeah.
which is pretty cool. Like for
Ben
example,
Affleck.
from Jiggly to Argo and Gone Girl, it says. So like
Nice.
for redeeming themselves. Ben Affleck is nominated. Jennifer Aniston, Mike Myers, Keanu Reeves, and Kristen Stewart.
Keanu
All
Reeves.
nominated.
What's
Keanu
Mike Myers
Reeves.
done recently? That's
Um,
of any worth.
no, it
The
said.
last three things
he-
he was awful, weren't they? Like the Love Guru.
Have you heard of a film called Supermensch?
No.
All right, because he directed it. That's what it's for here. From the Love Guru to directing Supermensch.
And he also did an amazing turn in Inglourious Bastards. So you got to
It's
give him
alright.
that.
True
Was
enough.
good.
Is that right?
Worst supporting actor in the Razzies. Quite the lineup. Mel Gibson in The Expendables 3.
Right?
Arnold Schwarzenegger for The Expendables 3.
Yep.
And Kelsey Grammer in The Expendables 3. Legends of Oz, Think Like a Man 2 and Transformers Age of Extinction.
Kiefer Sutherland in Pompeii.
That's right. And Shaquille O'Neal in Blended.
Right.
What's blended?
I have no idea.
It's quite telling that none of us have ever heard of most of these fucking films.
Yeah, it's great. Apart from Transformers, obviously. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I wholeheartedly agree should win the Razzie for Worst Film of the Year. Yeah, it's ruined. Fucking Michael Bay. You know, Transformers took $1 billion at the box office as well.
What? Do you really?
People love it. I think. They're going to the cinema to see like really
Yeah.
amazingly well realized CGI robots like smashing the shit out of each
Yeah,
other.
I can see the appeal. I think that's what Pacific Rim was, the major selling point of that fucker.
Yeah,
Big,
true,
huge, massive robots fighting monsters in the sea. Seems pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, well, it's
Turns
not.
out to be a big pile of steamy
Yeah, sometimes they're better at the cinema than actually just watching it at home on TV.
Oh, I think a lot.
It's a buzz to see it on the big screen, and then if you bought it on DVD, it's like it's not like good.
Yeah, but
I think a lot of people
Superman
are
tried to apply that premise, and I saw that in the cinema, and it was just like being repeatedly punched in the face. It was worse because it was just too big and too much, and you just sat there going, "Fuck! How many buildings can you smash through in the same fucking way
Oh, man.
over and over?"
Such a good
and
film.
over
Such a good
and over.
movie.
Well, I thought
Such
Transformers
a
was
shit
quite
film.
bad for that in the cinema, like all the fighting scenes, because there's so much going on in them, and it's that big. You can't see anything that's happening. You can't actually see what's going on.
The
What
cinema
you don't
screen is
know
too big.
is it's not CGI. They filmed really close up, just
It's
a
like,
guy.
okay, right, there's a
smashing
robot arm
two
flying
figures
across the sky there. Like, whose arm's that? I'm not sure. What the fuck?
It's because
Is
Michael
that
Bay
good
can't
robot
tell
or
a
bad
story
robot?
for shit, so they just have to go, right, it's got to be quick and it's got to be shiny, but he rakes it in, and his films make millions. Billions!
I think he definitely rakes it in for that reason.
Yeah. Shit house. This week in history, anybody?
Yeah,
This week in 1968, Johnny Cash performs at Folsom Prison.
Brilliant.
nice.
Pretty famous
Brilliant
album.
record.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Might chuck some Johnny Cash on afterwards. It's not to avoid copyright infringement, but we don't get in that much trouble.
Nah.
Yeah, why the hell not? This week in 2001, Wikipedia, the source of most of this information, launches.
That's good.
Who hasn't used Wikipedia on an essay?
I don't think there's anyone. Except for maybe Ken, who still uses Encarta.
Pre-Encarta, or books by ear. Ken's
Oh,
5-minute
bloody-
book coming up.
Oh, bloody Pages McGee over there.
Well, looks like we got ourselves a reader.
Yeah, fine educated boy.
Embroiled in some fiction there, boy. It's been helping notice your appreciation of prose there, boy.
looking at certain symbols laid out in certain ways that have a certain meaning that make you feel things, are you, boy?
Looks like we got ourselves a page turner, Eli.
We don't like page turners around here, pa.
It is a bit too deliverance, I will say, like.
It's
Oh,
become very
come on, Paul,
deliberate,
let me turn his pages, let me turn them. Let me turn his skin inside out. Calm yourself down, Silas.
You and your books better turn around and get yourself out of this town, boy. Was this the kind of greeting you got when you first moved to England? Well, Wales.
I tell you what, I wasn't impressed with Waterstones.
Ooh.
Because during the last week, last week I think it was, you mentioned that poetry collection by
That's
a chap called
right, yeah.
Jonathan Edwards from Cross Keys.
Yeah.
My Family and Other Superheroes, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to give that a go. That sounds right up my, that sounds fucking brilliant. And yeah, I went down to Watson's in Newport. Nothing. Not
Didn't
trace
have it
of
stocked.
No hint of it. No.
Couldn't even order it in.
Fuck Waterstones.
You like Waterstone.
I do like Waterstones, yeah.
We all like Newport Waterstones for one very blonde reason.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She was one part of the best thing of the week actually once that I did.
Yeah.
Not her, but
No.
like the conversation I had with her in there about Batman comics.
That is brilliant.
They're not very good on the comics, though, are they?
No, but she knew what she was talking about, mate, and that was enough for me.
But this week, in 2007, just to bring it down a bit, the Doomsday Clock was set at 5 to 12. Do you know what the Doomsday Clock is?
Yes.
I've heard about
What is
it.
it?
A lot.
I can't remember where it is.
It's in Belgium. It's in Brussels.
Right, yeah, it's a giant clock that the strike of midnight is nuclear war.
Yeah.
Right? So it depends, so they set it always...
So they got like 8 Nobel laureates who like converse and see how the nuclear threat is going. And in 2007, when North Korea started nuclear testing, they set it at 5 to midnight.
Oh, right, okay.
It's not imminent destruction, but pretty quick.
Well, that doesn't
you
that
think-
mean 5 minutes to destruction?
Well, no, if you just space out the sort of the minutes on a clock and then apply it to the amount of time
The clock represents.
that we've
So
had
the clock
nuclear.
doesn't. So the clock doesn't necessarily represent hours, then, yeah.
It's just the
No.
closer it is to midnight, the higher the risk.
Very,
Yes,
very well
exactly
put,
that.
Tone.
Exactly that. It's
That-
not saying that the clock will
it's all
inevitably
sounds shit.
reach midnight.
It sounds like a waste of resources, money, people's time.
And what's it doing? Just panicking people.
Yeah.
Poor,
What
the
is this?
Belgium community must be fucking.
It's just a physical
The
representation.
community of Belgium. Brilliant.
Yeah, those
It's a
poor
small country.
Belgians.
It's a town, you know.
Yeah, it is. Belgium. Yeah, it's a
No, but bloody hell, what are they doing to the people like?
Poirot and Tintin
Scaring the shit
shitting
out of
themselves
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the town hall.
yeah.
Just me and you again, Hercule.
You can't think of any other famous Belgians.
Have you seen the clock this morning?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
There's a good,
Nice, good
a
save.
good representation. There's a picture of it, but also a graph of how it was set
Yeah,
And-
we'll
and-
chuck up a link to that.
and events. Yeah.
Interesting shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So you see, not an actual clock. You can necessarily tell the time.
But
on
what
it,
you've
or-
showed me here, Ken, is a graph.
No, that's the clock,
Yeah.
and then the graph is where it was set.
Oh,
Minutes to
right,
midnight.
okay. And these bastards. Oh, what?
So the highest-
That's a touch screen.
The
It's a touch
highest-
screen, baby.
Oh, end of Cold War was the.
So those
highest-
three
yeah.
definitely looking scientists, they're in charge of just setting a clock that doesn't move.
Definitely looking.
Yeah, they do.
Definitely looking.
They are
scientists.
looking at the camera.
Definitely looking
Definitely.
scientists.
They look definitely like scientists. I mean,
Mm.
one of them has got a bold top head and hair sprouting out the sides, a big old
Oh,
mustache.
what? A bald
and glasses.
top head?
Yeah,
Bald top head.
a bold top head, bald on the top of the head, hair on the sides of the head. The head has, a top, a bottom, and sides.
You're right.
Definitely
Classic
looking
scientist.
And we wouldn't expect the hair to come out of his face, except for in certain parts of his face, like the top of his lip and around his chin.
So we may well expect it to come out of an grown man's face.
You are being really pedantic this evening, Cam.
No, you're the one who just
You're-
described the beard.
Yeah. Yeah. You were there waiting for me, really, weren't you, to be fair?
I meant about the scientist looking thing. Do carry on with the things that happened in the week.
I will do. This week in history. This week in 1998, the Lewinsky scandal broke.
Oh.
Amazing. The
Oh.
Drudge Report, the website. So in 1998, you would have clicked on the Drudge Report, and a mere 25 minutes later, it would have appeared. The guy's name was Matt Drudge, who broke the story online.
No idea what you're talking
What
about.
happened to him?
The Lewinsky scandal. Monica
Yeah.
Lewinsky.
Oh, Monica Lewinsky, right.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Sorry. Obviously.
Do you not?
I
You are-
really
Mate,
don't.
are you surprised? I don't know what
I'm,
most.
I am genuinely
Yeah.
surprised, the both of you.
I've heard the name Monica Lewinsky, but I don't know fully. Is that who Bill Clinton's
Yeah.
boned?
Yes.
Right. Okay, then yeah, I know what it is.
In the white.
What is it?
First, you've got to explain who Bill Clinton is to him.
No, I know that.
Right.
But who is this?
Well,
Can
Monica Lewinsky
can
was
you
an
prove
intern in the White House
Right.
who had an affair with Clinton.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
were at it in the Oval Office
Yeah, but
and
what's-
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
But no, because he then lied about
She
it.
had it in her Oval Office.
What,
Had it in her-
what happened? What would
Well, no, he then lied about it.
What were you
You
saying
never seen the
happened
footage of Bill
initially?
Clinton saying,
You
I
ever
did
seen
not have
famous,
sex?
famous Bill Clinton footage? And I'll put it up because there's a good sort of splice where he goes, I did not have sexual
Yeah, I've
relations
seen
with
it.
that woman.
I've seen it.
And it spliced quickly
Right.
to
But he did.
the future. Indeed, I did have an inappropriate relationship with
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Lewinsky.
yeah.
So yeah,
The scandal, the story broke this week in
Oh,
history.
right.
in 1998, some of the
1998.
evidence hinged on some spunk that was on one of her dresses.
No way.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh god.
Do you remember that?
What? But yeah, this is presidentially sticky. Yeah.
There's probably a lot of witness testimony, a lot of other women who said, yeah, it's definitely his.
Yeah.
Definitely Bill.
Smells like mangoes. Got the texture of flour and water.
Jay.
What?
Can
Take
you
it
bring
too
in?
far.
Can you bring in Bill's favorite hooker, please? That's Bill's.
He also said that oral sex wasn't sex.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, well, he got away with that.
Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't. Everyone went, what? What
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking
No,
about?
it isn't. This means nothing.
Yeah.
Or as Jackie Mason said, they started ringing up their hookers and asking for their money back because they did sex that wasn't sex. He good, Jackie Mason, wasn't he?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
He was the Queen Mother's favourite comedian, wasn't he? That was the thing they always said about him. in
He's the
Britain.
voice of, to give it a pop culture reference,
Oh.
Krusty's dad in The Simpsons. That was This Week in History.
Brilliant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's always an education, that one.
Yeah, of course. Monica Lewinsky. I'm disappointed and shocked.
Well, I got there in the end. It's just, you said the Lewinsky scandal, and that kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, because all the
There's a
famous
clue in there,
Lewinskys that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely a clue. Definitely.
I'd go for 2 clues. I didn't say like the Lewinsky bike ride, or although
Yeah.
that's what she was
Yeah, but
called around the
scandal could
office.
apply to anything, and Lewinsky isn't just her surname. So me and Tone, we're on solid ground here, guys. Let's move on.
No, you're right. All the other famous Lewinsky scandals just got in the way of your judgment.
Yeah,
I know that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
maybe he thought it was like
Jeff Lewinsky, the postman, who just didn't deliver letters for
Or
4
Lou,
years.
like Lewis Insky.
Yeah.
That's what I thought we were on.
Lewinsky, jazz pianist, never played a note in his life.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Got away with
Famous
it.
for him, man. Famous.
He was found out on Juice Holland live at the Hootenanny thing. New
Why?
Year's Eve.
Because the
It's filmed in May.
trained monkey he used to keep in his tuxedo was exposed, I think.
Now you're being ridiculous. Oh, that's what I did mention. The ZX Spectrum is beginning production again.
Really? No.
Can't believe that. Is it a computer?
We're the same age.
It's a computer. It's like earlier than Sega Master.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It took tapes.
Sega was the first thing I had. So
Oh.
We're not the same age.
Put a link up to the Spectrum ZX. It used to be a keyboard, and you'd have
Oh,
a
wow.
RAM pack that you'd buy separately. Had a tape deck that used to record it. It brought people into programming, into home programming, making their own games. I remember having Terminator 2 Judgment Day on the Spectrum ZX. My dad was a proper nerd, and he bought one. And I remember for ages him programming and just learning how to write in C++ and things of that nature. And on a birthday I had, he had programmed a happy birthday moving sign on it. And it must have taken him ages. And I remember being completely nonplussed, and I feel terrible now that I know the work that went into it.
Yeah,
But up until very recently, I didn't think about it. And went, oh yeah, Jesus, I remember that. And he must have gone, aha, look, I can do things with computers. I thought, oh, brilliant. Presents?
Yeah.
Anybody got any presents?
It's called the ZX Spectrum Vega.
Oh,
11 SD card slot, joypad controller. It's going to come pre-installed with 1,000 classic game titles.
yeah, which for the Spectrum
Just
is like
to
4
give you-
megabytes of
If you
storage.
scroll down, you'll see some.
I
some
know
images.
exactly what it is now. I can see the
Yeah?
images of it. It's the rainbow over the keypad.
Oh,
I
it's
remember
absolutely
seeing
beautiful,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Very simple gameplay, but yeah.
yeah, we had them in primary school. They used that to like teach us stuff. I think. Remember they had like educational games.
Well, some of you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was always like, I always had like a little tutor with me in the classroom when I was in primary
Make
school.
sure you didn't try and eat the
There was
computer
like
or something.
there was like 4 or 5 of us that used to sit at the back, and we used to have like a tutor that would sort of like keep an eye on us.
No.
Really?
Oh, in our school, mate, only smelly kids had that. Only the smelly kids who had big rubber triangles on their pencils had people sat next to them taking
we
them
had
through
it
work
just
all the
because we were a
time.
bit slower at concentrating and stuff, obviously.
Did you really?
We needed a bit of extra help. Yeah, I
Right.
remember that in primary school. From the
I mean, it explains a lot.
from the second year.
Yeah, but now we can't have a
All the
question, so
way
we can't
through
laugh
to-
if he's genuinely a red.
Second year all the way through to year 5, I had there was a group of us that always had. This teacher just went through all the
Did
years
one of
with
them?
us.
Did one of them light fires?
No, I was.
Did
I
one of
got no. I got.
Did one of them smell his
basically,
Let
own
him
fingers?
let him
like,
tell
all
the-
the
Sorry.
time?
Let him
Shut
tell
up.
the story.
There was only for certain. It was for certain topics. I can't remember exactly what. That she would take us out of the room and we would do it separate to the class. But we were still amongst. We were still learning the same thing as everyone else the majority of the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Why, were
that's
you
what it-
disruptive?
I don't really know, Joe. I'm a bit unsure about what it was. I'll have to ask my mum actually.
I know. I think I know what it was. So if it
Were you
turns
naughty?
out that you're actually
No, it might have, it was. I think it was just because we were the group of kids that messed around.
Yeah,
like,
you
too
were
much. We
disruptive
didn't
then.
Right.
concentrate.
Oh, yeah.
So they had a assistant teacher that would just keep an eye on us all the time.
That's
Right.
That's
what
basically
that
what-
means.
No,
That's
you
all
were
that
you were
is.
naughty.
Because we were behind all the time. We were always behind everyone else. I don't know what you would call it, but
Oh, Tom.
it was. Her name was Mrs. No, what are you on about? We had.
Right, off the
Look,
record.
Yeah,
if
off
I-
I
the
had the
record,
same
stop
teacher
setting
who
up
was going-
jokes.
I had the
Stop
same.
it.
I had the same teacher as everybody else, but we also had an assistant. There was also an assistant
To
teacher.
separate you from the class
yeah,
so
yeah.
that you can learn
No,
at the same
No,
rate as
she would
everybody
just
else.
yeah, exactly.
4
She would
years
just-
later, you went back
She would
into
just
that
check
classroom.
up. She would just check up on us and make sure that we weren't behind. Like
So she wouldn't sit next to you the whole lesson and
No.
just like guide you through.
No,
it?
no, that's what I'm
right.
trying to say to you. It
yeah.
wasn't just me. There's a group of us, a group of kids, and they were all. Mate, I still know one of them. Like he's fine. He's not like special. Fucking hell. We used to like go for bike rides with each other and stuff. So you know, he was
Stabilisers.
He was able.
Two
he was
assistant
mentally
teachers on either
able.
side, making sure you didn't.
But we used to
Flares on the handles,
we were both-
massive helmets,
we were
probably
both quite
protected
badly
visors.
we were both bad
So
behaved.
you
That's
were,
why we
like a
both-
disruptive kid, yeah?
Yeah,
you
we
were.
just didn't concentrate. We just messed around all the time, distract the other kids. That's why we always got like sort of separated.
I wouldn't have thought you'd have been a disruptive kid though when you were.
Well,
I
in
don't know why I
primary
would
school
do
now,
that.
it's just like not concentrating in it and not doing your work and just. It's
I
not
started
like
to go
secondary school
shit
where
at the
you're
end
like,
of primary school, and then I was
bullshit.
fine for a couple of years. Then I just went shit again. Like an apple that ripened, went off, ripened a bit more, and then just turned to shit in your hand. That's my scholastic life, and I feel bad for anybody who saw it.
Yeah.
Let alone that's having
shit
a
in your
classroom.
hand is never good.
No. Tone knows that because he sat next to a kid.
I just remember a story that happened to me in secondary school, but I can't remember if I've spoken about this before on one of the earlier episodes. I remember telling.
Tell it and we can always
Tell
cut
it, we'll
out.
find out.
But yeah, basically, it was in secondary school, and I think I was in year 7. It was it was year 7, and I remember it being year 7 because I remember what tutor room I was in, and I remember going into the tutor room for like the register after lunch break. You know, lunch break you go back to register.
Yep.
But basically, it was during a lunchtime on the school field. There was an area on the field that was covered by like by some trees. So it was like this little people used to go in there and like smoke and that on,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
the,
yeah.
like, on the break times and stuff.
It's called the burning
And I-
bush when I was at
Yeah,
school.
and me and my mates were in there, and I started having a piss under the trees, like just over a bank, like pissing like over this like little bank. And as I was pissing, and my mum was out and I was pissing, one of my mates pushed me down the bank, and I was still pissing. The piss was going everywhere, and I ended up on my back, and the piss was going all over me.
Why didn't you just stop pissing?
Because
What?
my hand came off
Fuck.
it, 'cause they pushed me
What?
forward.
Don't you know how to stop
Well,
pissing?
no, I was in the middle of pissing, and I got pushed, and obviously with the whole like adrenaline and all like just the whole like fucking, you know, like it being a shock, I had no control. I lost control over everything. Just fell forward, fell on, like rolled over onto my back. Piss was just going everywhere. Like they must, God knows what it looked like from their point of view.
I bet it was the funniest thing they could
all
ever
over
see.
me, right? No, but fair play, right? There was 3 of them there, right? And they were like my best mates, like the first group of mates I made in year 7, and they remain my mates all the way throughout, and I'm still in contact with some of them now. they never told anyone that day. I was covered in piss for the rest of the day. This was lunchtime. and I remember saying to them, please guys, please don't. I was nearly crying. I was saying, please guys, please don't tell me, please don't tell anyone. I was like, oh fuck, I need to dry myself off. And I was using my jumper to dry my trousers off as much as I
move
could.
the piss around to more parts.
And then I put my jumper in my backpack. Didn't wear the jumper for the rest of the day, obviously. But I was in wet trousers for the rest of the day.
Pissy
And
bucks
I
and bang,
remember,
yeah.
like they didn't say a word to anyone. They said they won't say a word. But what they did do was wind me up when I was in like lunchtime registration. They were sat by me in registration. They go, "Oh, what's that smell like that?" Because I could smell it. And for the rest of the day, then they would just kept coming up to me and going, "Do you smell that?" Like on purpose. But they never told anyone. They never told anyone for the whole bloody time we were there. Because otherwise, you know, if they had done, people would have like come up to me and made comments. Or you know what, like you're like.
They would have called you Pistonio.
They definitely didn't say anything. But I had to stay the rest of the day like that, covered in piss.
And now over to the literary salon with Kenneth Trainer.
I've read about 60 pages of Purgatory, or Purgatorial.
Nice.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Bit. I said to Dan, I said I'm a bit bored by it, and he said, "Well, that's what it is." But I'm only. The way it's done, like hell, you descend into hell. There's all these different circles of hell as we were talking about, and depending on the nature of your sin, you go there. Purgatory is like an inversion of that. It's a mountain with a path that spirals around the outside of it all the way up. And so at different levels of the spiral is different sinners, because you go to purgatory. When you're damned, you go to hell, but when you've sinned but not damned, you go to purgatory to kind of like work off the sin,
right?
Effectively.
Right.
So so like in the lower areas of it, it's people with the sin of like apathy and like people who are late repenters and things.
Brilliant.
Yeah. It's still quite. I don't know what it is, because I don't want to say it's like. I think it's just it's slowed down a good bit. I think that's what it is, because he seems to be getting more.
But maybe it's just the middle section, mate. It's all gonna get lovely when you get.
Well, I said that Purgatory is supposed to be boring, but I'm not sure. I think as a novel, it probably should.
I don't think it's what he's going for. I think it's just that. I think that with the Inferno, it was just like this. It is a proper descent. It's moving downwards just through all this. Like horrible stuff, like just horrible, like fucking coffins, like just stuffed full of people and roasting hot people, like a river of blood that's like boiling, and like people are like depending on like how bad you've been, how much you've sinned, like you standing either just up to your ankles or like you're completely submerged in it and stuff, like for like eternity.
In for a penny, in for a pound, then.
People are like there's one bit where they like in this circle and they walk. There's two paths and they walk. One was clockwise, one the other was counterclockwise. And there's like a demon that like smashes them up and cuts bits off you and breaks bones and stuff, and then by the time you walk back around, it's all healed up again. And so he like,
oh my god!
So it's like repetition. It's like really like
you get used to it.
Violent and graphic and horrible like that.
Not in hell, mate.
But in Purgatory though, it introduces this. There's like a new dimension to it, I think, which is that it's almost like you could say it's like about leading a good life. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's the kind of.
So it's
moral choice like comes into it more. I mean, obviously, because the people in the Inferno, they've got no hope of getting out of it, whereas the people in Purgatory, it's like I don't know. It's almost saying if you pay like penance, then you can be
saved.
You can go to paradise. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So what about the books you did read?
Yeah.
The books I did read. I read a book called Some, a little tiny book, called Some. Brief Tales from the Afterlives by a gentleman called David Eagleman, who's a neuroscientist, and it's a brilliant book. It was brilliant, really, really short little slices of like just ideas about sort of possible afterlives. I think the longest one was 4 pages long.
Oh, excellent!
And it runs like so. For example, one of the early ones, I believe I was telling you about it the other day, Dan. You live your life again, but you do. Everything's reordered, so you do certain like tasks all at once. So it's like sitting on the toilet having a shit. You do like all of that again, but all together.
Oh right.
So you'd spend like so many months. You spend so many years asleep. So many
Wow.
you know.
Man,
yeah.
that means I would spend
So
over
many hours
25
reading.
minutes having sex.
But you don't choose.
Yeah.
But you don't choose. You don't choose the task. It just happens. Everything you ever
Everything
did in
you've
your life,
ever
Everything
do
you've ever
again.
done, but
It's
yeah,
like, fuck
but
me.
back together. But it's like you're living though, because it says, you know, you're waiting. You're
all
filthy
the
and you're
times
itching,
you've
you're
waited,
horrible
innit?
because you. Yeah, exactly. Every time you wait, you'd spend like
hiccups.
weeks.
Ah.
You'd spend weeks waiting on a bus or a train, and then, but all throughout this, you haven't had your 2 years of showering or bathing, so you're
right,
filthy and itchy, and it's all, you know,
That's
like
fucking
that.
cool.
All the time you spend being ill. So that's just one idea of.
I like that.
You don't see really why or how why.
No, it's not. No, but it's not. That's not what the book's full of.
Surely most of the tasks, most of the time you spend in that afterlife are going to be mundane as fuck. Then.
Yeah.
No.
Shit.
No, because then I guess the idea is that you enjoy your life, you live in the moment, you do as many exciting and amazing things as possible while you're alive to counteract that when you're fucking dead. Like if you're going to die and you're going to assume that you're going to be bored for a long time,
I see what
then
you
you
mean.
probably lived
Yeah,
a pretty boring life.
But then would
Always take the same Rubik's cube
when
when
it
you
get
go
better
for a
as you
shit.
go along, get rid of all the rubbish things, and then make
Yeah,
your
but
way
then
towards
don't think of it think of it as more abstract. So like all the hours that you've enjoyed eating food, not like all the hours you've eaten food and you have to sit there and stuff your face until you're in pain. Think of all the hours you've enjoyed playing computer games. You get to just sit there and just enjoy that. That's fucking cool.
That sounds good.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's other stuff as well. Like for example, there's one that's about you're in the afterlife and the only people there populating it are people that you know or that you have known.
Yeah.
So that's.
Mind
Yeah.
you, I the thing I
Because
the
that's
thing
it's
that
about like the
always-
choice when you were alive.
That's
was
good
to
because then
know
you
those
don't
people.
have like the riffraff of people you don't come fuck with.
you know, you go to heaven and just like
You
fucking
don't have to
guy
look
you
for
met
anyone
once.
because they're all
What?
whichever way you turn, there's gonna be someone you know, so you don't even have to fucking look for anyone.
That'd be typical of your heaven. You get up there, fucking a guy that you
Oh,
hate,
easy.
got an irritating guy. Antonio, hey,
Oh,
I'm in
this-
here. Oh,
this fucking guy.
shit, it's Clive. Hey,
Unbelievable.
alright mate, welcome. What do you want me to show you around? Ah,
What are you doing
fucking
here?
hell. Yeah.
the
Alright,
fuck
what
you
happened to
doing?
you then? Oh, hit by a car 'cause you've got two big tyre tracks across your chest.
Yeah, I didn't come here to make conversation.
Yeah, alright.
I came here to have everlasting peace.
Yeah, but it's
So,
about it being
leave me alone,
really.
like, give me peace.
It's about it being really like quite boring as well, though. 'Cause it's saying like you'll never meet anyone.
You never meet anyone new. No, the
I
thing
think,
that always
but it's
attracts
like
me is famous people that you love.
Ah,
You know, like
right,
fucking
you
Jimi
want to-
Hendrix.
Alright, go to
and-
heaven.
Go and watch
Think-
Jimi Hendrix
think-
playing some guitar in heaven and
Think of the queues.
yeah.
Oh man, I'd love to just go and hang out with Jim Morrison. Yeah, there is a fucking 840-year waiting list.
Why? If you're in heaven, why is it?
Yeah,
why is it?
I
Why
I
you
wonder-
got-
Oh,
wonder-
are we
queue
all
up in heaven.
omnipresent in heaven, are we?
Yeah, we're just all omnipresent. Everything happens
wonder-
as if
Who
we're
cares? How would you tell the
dreaming
difference?
or tripping on acid. It
You
just
wouldn't
all
know it was
happens
the real.
like that.
You wouldn't know if it was the real Jim Morrison or not.
Exactly.
I wonder how it would actually feel if you knew you were never gonna. Like if you didn't have death to look forward to. Like no. What I mean is.
This has been a political broadcast by the Dignitas Party.
No, what I mean is, like, obviously, how would it feel to live a life knowing that it was never ending? Like, it wouldn't be the same.
It would be
it?
unbearable.
Because you surely what makes life a bit more kind of precious is that you know it will one day come to an end.
Yeah, quite
No.
correct, mate.
No, I disagree. I
No,
saw
but you
something.
don't know. You wouldn't know what that feels like, man.
I know,
All
I
our
thought about
lives,
it.
we've been expecting.
The
that
worst
kind of
thing would
outcome.
be,
Right.
I thought about this because I saw a video on it. Stephen Fry does the voice on it, and it's like why we shouldn't fear death, and it's all about the inevitable conclusion that things will come to an end. And he says, for example, sitting down and eating a cake. He goes, this is only an enjoyable experience because you know it's going to come to an end. And he goes, you wouldn't want to sit there and eat more cake after cake after cake after cake after cake because the pleasure of it
That's
would wear
what I'm
off. And
saying.
no.
That's his point.
But
yeah.
so the only thing, but I thought about that and I was like, yeah, but the world is an ever advancing, ever changing, developing place. And the thing I'm most gutted about when I think about dying is all the shit I'll never be able to see.
Yeah.
The most
Well, so you've got to
harrowing
live
thing-
long enough to watch us all get engulfed by the sun when it
Absolutely,
fucking explodes.
absolutely. I want to be on Earth.
You
when
want to
we
be
all
around to
go.
see the whole thing.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to be here when it's the fucking end, so I know no one else is going to enjoy their time without me.
But it will.
I feel sorry
But it will come to an end.
way back in an absolute just fucking shithole, like not realising.
Yeah,
what
but
is
the
to come.
thing that would
They
be
missed out on-
horrible would be relationships, would be people, the people that you meet, and you would I assume you'd say the same age or something like that. You know, it doesn't matter. We're talking about it fucking something that doesn't exist. So
Get
yeah, you
older
stay the
men
same
and
age,
just-
and you'd fall in love. And you'd lose that person, and you'd fall in love again, and you'd lose them, and you'd fall in love again, and you'd lose them, and you'd lose you.
Yeah, but
Eventually, you know,
that's part of his point. Because would you though? Because you wouldn't relate in the same way.
Well,
eventually,
you knew it was happening, so it will come to an end.
because that's his point. Is that I think
Yeah.
that like if the timeline's long enough, you would devalue everything.
you
It's the
devalue
finite nature of it that
relationships
gives
and
it.
yeah.
I guess.
So what
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah,
is
I
it
guess you would,
better is it better that there is an end to it?
But then if you wanted to be, I do mean
I
that.
think generally,
kind of is,
I believe there is, but
You don't know
that's
what
the
it feels
one
like
thing.
otherwise.
That's the one thing about it that I think, you know, is that when I die, it won't be so much like leaving people behind. It won't be so much if I have children and they're alive. And
You
they
won't
can,
know about it.
Hey?
You won't know about it.
So you're saying
I'm
more
saying,
gut
like, if
for
I'm on my
yourself than
deathbed.
anyone else.
No. I was joking about wanting to be here for the end of the inevitable finish, so nobody has any fun without me.
it's a good
But
point
what?
because I
But,
thought about that.
You know, just the ever advancing and changing nature of the world. I'd love to. I
see
I
it.
can't wait to see what it's going to be like when we're fucking 50.
I
if
think
we
it'll
make it
change
that
a
far,
lot when we're in
60.
our 70s and stuff.
50
you
if we
know.
make it that far,
Oh,
it's damning.
yeah.
We're on 20 years.
There's no point being too optimistic about it, mate.
Good
The
point.
thing is, there's two arguments to that because people say now, there's some 50% of people say we die a lot younger these days, and then there's 50% of people that say
Who says that?
Because they're
that
wrong.
actually we can live a lot longer because of you know
we do on average live a lot longer.
because
So who's this 50%?
progressed
Yeah.
so much.
Of liars.
No, I mean it's true though. Like some people say, like, oh, you know, these days we can't live as long, we're not as healthy.
What
But
the
then-
fuck are you talking
But
about?
on the other side of it, well, you can because they can prolong your life. They you know.
No,
doctors
listen.
can prolong your life
The average life expectancy has been increasing for the last 200 years.
Yeah, but there was something on the news the other day
Hmm.
saying that in Wales their life expectancy in like Monmouth is like 70.
Yeah,
And
there
the
are
life-
lower life expectancies
and
in
like
the world. We spoke about
Monmouthshire.
Glasgow before, where
And
the
the
average
life
life expectancy for a
expectancy-
male is
67,
or 67.
and they were
Yeah,
extending the
exactly.
retirement
So
age to
it's down
66.
to like health and stuff as well.
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But then at the same time, if you get really unhealthy or you get really ill, like on the verge of dying, you can be like they can add like fucking so many like years onto your life.
Yeah, but the point is about average life expectancy is that people who make different life choices, smokers, people who live in impoverished areas, they won't live as long. Because they don't eat, people who eat like sort of fresh fruit and fish and vegetables all the time, people like you, it's fucking weird, mate. Drinking bottled water and stuff, those aren't regular people.
Yeah,
they're
well,
not
about
normal
the bottled
people.
water thing, mate, I did find out I was wrong in my whole having to spend money on buying mineral water.
Well, yeah.
Tap water is actually supposed to be better. I did research. Tap water is better for you than bottled water.
Yeah, there's an Australian lady.
Especially
who's,
in Britain, we've got a very, very good
That's it.
supply of water.
Did you hear the thing in Australia about tap water and all this kind of shit?
No.
Trying to take fluoride out of tap water,
Yeah,
and
it's a disinfectant.
and it's a disinfectant. And then this guy's like, I would rather. I think he makes this like really. I can't remember exactly what the statement is, but it's something like he says something like really outlandish. Like I'd rather fucking chop off my arms than drink water out of a tap because of fluoride. He goes, you know, fluoride's like, and she's like, actually, fluoride is what makes water like way better than mineral water.
Yeah, of course it
All
is.
this stuff. So
Of course
tap
it is.
water, it's
It's
got
been-
like a
Yeah, well,
Dude,
apparently in Britain we shouldn't have to buy bottled water ever.
No,
'cause
we
we've got
don't.
such good like tap water.
Yep.
But in other countries they do need
Yeah.
bottled water
Yeah.
because they got shit
Of
water.
course.
Not just that. I think there's a
But yeah,
what's
good,
below the
mate.
amount of water used to make a plastic bottle, isn't it?
Yeah, of course,
and,
yeah.
And using the manufacturing of that, and then when the distribution,
How
like
much
moving.
water goes into
That
a
was
plastic
another thing.
bottle?
Do you know that
Yeah,
you need to
there's
drink?
more. Like I don't know, say something ridiculous. It's like 8 times the water or something
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
make
yeah,
to
it's-
manufacture the plastic bottle than is actually held within it.
They
No.
even,
I'll look this up.
Dude,
Yeah.
I
water
didn't
is
realise
like
they-
so important. They use water for everything, dude. It's the most corrosive substance that we know.
They even
At high
advise
pressures
that you have to
especially.
use it within 3 days after opening it, and I did not know that. It even says on the
That's-
bottle,
that's
and I've never read
bullshit.
it. I've
That's
never even read it. It
bullshit.
actually said on the bottle. I never thought to read a bottle of water, but it actually says
Ingredients.
once opened, use within 3 days.
Of course it tells you
And
to
you're
do
not
that, 'cause they
allowed
want you to
to
buy
buy
more
more.
water.
And it suggests not to reuse the bottles, like refill
Yeah, of
them.
course it does, because they want you to buy
Buy
more
more.
water.
No, as in don't refill it with anything. not
Yeah,
just general
because they
water.
want you to buy more water. They want you to throw your plastic bottle away,
Well,
so you have to go and buy
recycle
another
it.
one.
No, he said something like it could still contain.
Yeah,
some
absolutely. It
shit.
said some bullshit on it.
Oh wow, you just don't know
but
what to
when-
believe these days.
Yeah, you know exactly what to believe.
brainwashed
Have
us.
you never reused a bottle before?
Yeah, I looked at.
Yeah, and are you sick?
Well, I don't know. This
Fuck
is the
a
thing.
man.
How do you know?
How do you know? Do you feel well?
I feel alright.
Oh, fuck
yeah,
me.
It might be having an
Oh,
effect.
God.
It might be having effects you don't realise.
You said
What
you're
effect's going to be having that you don't realise?
People like get ill and not realise they're ill until they fucking die in life.
Shouldn't have reused.
I don't know, mate. It could be doing
Stephen-
something. It could be making
Stephen,
my hearing
come
go.
closer to my bedside. Stephen,
Mate, you
my
never know,
biggest
every
regret
time-
in life will be that
Mate.
I reused that Evian
Dude.
bottle of water and I drank it 4 days after opening it.
For all I know, every time I've reused the bottle, my hearing could have gone slightly like this. For all I know, and I haven't noticed.
Well, if you haven't noticed, it
I
doesn't
might have-
matter. You
I-
fucking idiot.
Yeah,
I might have lost a couple of hairs of my head.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But you haven't noticed.
Well, how would you notice a hair coming up there? How do you notice a singular hair dropping off your
If
head?
you live
You
your
wouldn't,
life
'cause
to
you
that
lose
rule,
fucking
Antonio,
fucking
you're
Well,
going
well, my
Right.
penis is shriveling up slowly, and I don't notice it. And it's because.
Lauren will tell you.
Yeah, Lauren will let you know, mate.
But
And as
what
well,
if-
I
what
think
if
they
it's
put that
changing
on the
colour?
bottle.
What if it's changing colour? What if it's
What
getting
do
mold?
they say on the like on smoking packets? They say don't do this because it'll give you lung cancer. Don't do this because it'll make you not get a boner. Don't do this because it'll give you like rotten gums and teeth. Right? What does it say on the bottle of water? Oh, don't reuse it. Why? Just don't.
Do you want some water in manufacturing facts?
Nice. Is this
Wow.
a new section?
It's going to be a short lived.
We'll learn more about water every week.
Water everywhere. So let's all have a think.
It takes 1.85 gallons of water to manufacture the plastic for the bottle in the average commercial bottle of water.
Which is a litre, right?
I
Or
think
litre
so,
and a half.
yeah. Well, if we're being generous, yeah. It takes a gallon of paint. How many gallons of water do you think it takes to manufacture a gallon of paint?
2 gallons.
2.
Jay?
Well,
Oh no.
I feel like I'm on QI and it's about to go wah, wah, wah. I
In
want to say
Dan's
like
dreams it'll go like
Yeah.
that, yeah, I tell you.
he set up a big TV behind me.
Ah.
What 1 gallon of paint? How much water does it take to produce 1 gallon of paint?
Yes.
Well, I'd assume it takes less than a gallon of water, but from the other fact you've just said, I'm gonna say 3 gallons of water.
13.
Fucking hell!
That's right. The more you crush water up, it goes different colours.
That's such shit.
Yep.
Barrel of beer. In order to process a single barrel of beer, 32 gallons of booze. According to this,
100 gallons of water.
1,500 gallons of water or something.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. It's time for the first ever Justin's Cunt of the Week.
Horrible cunt.
Alright, well, I think.
You're going to look it up now, are you?
And this
Yeah, I'm just gonna go on Google and just type in cunts of the week.
Yeah.
So I was looking for a cunt for quite a while, and I was going through different sort of things. There's a Muslim cleric in Saudi Arabia who said that building snowmen should be banned. Like it's absolutely like. You know.
Much call for building snowmen is there?
Yeah,
Well, no,
it's
it's
Syria?
rained in the. It's snowed in the. They haven't been making Rain Man. That doesn't go very well at all.
It doesn't
like-
rain there very often either.
Yeah, no, and
No
Dustin
dirt
Hoffman's
men.
busy.
No sandcastles.
No, they haven't been making dirt, man. But they've been making snowmen because in the north it snowed recently, and he's like flipped out about it. But yeah, he was an alright candidate, you know, crushing Snowjoy. But then I just remembered the fucking Fox News reporter.
Fantastic.
Jesus, if there's never been a more tremendous cunt than this
Is
guy.
this when he asked him, do you ask that lawyer about...
Oh no, there's 3.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
Oh, God,
there's a
3.
fair few Fox stories flicking about at the moment, and this one really I caught wind of through Twitter, through a hashtag that was going around called Fox News Facts. So kind of followed that up and learnt that this guy, Stephen Emerson, watched a clip of him on YouTube. I'm sure Dan can put the clip on.
Definitely put the clip on.
He's doing like a video conference call with a news reporter in a studio. And they're talking about Muslims, and they're talking about extremism, and they're talking about populations in Britain, in this specific example, of Muslims. And he states that Birmingham is an entirely Muslim city,
Yep.
and that no non-Muslims can enter the city and go into the city. And that there's also police there who are special Islamist police
Yep.
who are enforcing Shia, is it Shia law?
Sharia law.
law.
And the dress code. And he said that they're beating and wounding people for not wearing proper Muslim attire. This expert that they dragged out of fucking nowhere, clearly, because he's got no clue. Just be
They
a
kept
sensation.
that quiet when we were there.
He's
the other
never
night.
They did keep it quiet when we were in Birmingham last year. It was
Yeah.
very, very, very quiet.
Yeah,
Ken and I
yeah,
were
yeah.
pretty much giving free. Are we gods there? Do they think we?
They must do, mate.
Yeah.
That's why they were giving us free clothes. And
That'll be it.
When we went to see Sabbath, mate, they must have converted.
That's right.
Ozzy Osbourne is now, a cleric.
That's so good. Oh, that'd
yeah.
be great to sort of post back to them. Yeah, Black Sabbath played in that Muslim-only city.
Yeah. It's ridiculous because he's brought out this apology now where he's like, oh, we were talking about the broader themes and the broader ideas of this sort of thing. I'm like, no. There's no excuse for the total idiocy that it takes to assume an entire city in Britain could be governed by one sect.
Before
of
he
religion.
says it, the news anchor with whom he's speaking says in like a very sort of shocked and indignant way, it sounds like they're trying to set up a caliphate in an already existing country. He goes on, he goes, yeah, all around Europe, says the thing about Birmingham. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure it's that same news anchor that then went on a rant the day after. I'm sure it was her, or it's somebody from Fox News anyway. But she went on a huge rant, which started with, we need to kill them. We need to kill them. When we don't need to just, what was it? We need to arm every other Muslim, arm to the teeth, give them what they want so they can take out these fundamentalists, and we should just look the other way.
No way.
The link will go up as well.
Holy shit. So maybe we should frog leap my cunt of the week and just fully nominate her as cunt of the week.
Or Fox News in general.
Yeah, we could do the whole of Fox News because, mate, the Twitter responses for this fucking thing have been absolutely brilliant. Like, I would highly recommend anyone opening a Twitter account if you don't already have one. # Fox News Facts. And people have been, one guy tweeted saying, Jesus, don't tell Fox News about the black country. And there was a brilliant spoof.
That's genius.
Yeah, it was great. But there was a brilliant spoof Fox News account that then retweeted it, saying Fox News has no recollection of ever referring to Africa as the black country. Please remove this tweet or face legal recourse. And that little conversation of tweets just went fucking global. I saw it on about like 3 different social media platforms in the same hour. Did a little bit of research myself and learned that the tweet that had responded to the black country tweet was actually a spoof news account. But still, it's fucking brilliant. And, collectively, I think Britain has decided to laugh at Fox News, which is a great response to such a moronic fucking statement from a guy who's supposed to be a fucking expert. Like, it doesn't
say what he's an expert on, to be fair.
No,
Could be
it
an
doesn't.
expert lemonade maker or something.
No, yeah, and in his apology he says, look, you can look at my past record and my credentials and they're like outstanding. And I'm like, where are they? Where? Who the fuck are you? Where have you come from? Are you her dad? I think you're her dad. They put a suit on you, and because the guy didn't show up for the interview. So yeah, I would fully like to nominate any of those cunts, or just the general cuntishness of Fox News.
I think
there was one more, Ken.
I think he needs to spend a weekend in Birmingham just to kind of.
He's not allowed.
Is he not?
No, he's a Christian.
Yeah, there was one I saw a thing about Fox News anchor interviewing. What did I say? Was he a lawyer for something?
Yeah.
He's like a civil rights lawyer or a Muslim.
Regardless of occupation, he's a Muslim.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if he was. He might not have been, mate. He was just a
good show.
Just Asian chap. But no, the anchor asked him if he supported ISIS.
Really?
Yeah.
The Fox News guy?
Yeah. I thought that's where you were going.
No.
Because you just got to say, did you just ask me if I support?
Oh my god. More fodder for the fucking argument. There's no argument. We're not arguing about this, are we? We're all collectively,
of course, mate,
agreeing that Fox News, you are Justin's cunt of the week.
We've had a best internet thingy of the week sent in.
Amazing.
Oh, right.
So this is a video produced by the NSPCC. I'll chuck a link up to it. Do watch and then come back. Be share aware, guys.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I've got mixed views on it, right? I think, yeah, it's an important point. We're living in an age that's, you know, ever more progressing technologically. Kids are really susceptible to this kind of shit. But what I don't get about it, right, and this is the one thing, and it's the very ending, when it says, it says, make sure your children are aware, right? So that, to me, makes me assume that it's targeted at the parents of children, right?
Yeah.
So this information is targeted at the parents of children who are gonna like learn about this thing and say to their kids, "Oh, look, don't do this on your phone and don't do this because this, and this." But it's made like it's for children.
I thought it was great.
How many times did they say the word Willy in the...
I think it's quite harmless. I mean, I like the fact it uses the word Willy. That's my go-to name for it, and it always has been since I was a child. Willy is the thing, like.
Yeah, it's a nice word.
Yeah, but you know, it's
Sorry,
just
Willy
odd.
is the thing. What?
Willy is the thing, Cam.
It's in, basically.
Yeah,
It's the in thing.
front
Willy
page of the gay news. Turns out Willy is the thing.
Yeah,
This is
You
a
can't beat a man's ass.
This is a catchphrase you're trying out, is it?
yeah, Willy is in, boys.
It's the thing.
I might use it if I'm ever doing a bank robbery and we need a code for like when the guy who's stealing the cash is in.
People come
Like,
spy.
the Willy is in.
I hope they've.
Oh, it's out. Oh, it's in again. Oh, it's out again. Oh, it's in again. Oh, something's come out the top of it.
Carry on spying. Is what you want to do.
I hope they've.
You ready, mate?
Have you got one?
It's time to finish up a wonderful podcast with a question of tone. So,
Yeah.
you have been charged with going to another planet. It's fine, we found it, we can reach it. It's called Rigel 5, and it's just like Earth. And you've got to take the best people to restart a population of the planet. Who would you take?
Oh my good god. How many am I allowed to take?
5.
Establish a colony.
Okay. I would take very intelligent male figure. Someone who is who has just got the brains but is also very handy and can like
Okay.
create who can like make electronical things maybe or like
So like an
help do
engineer
things
or
to like
inventor.
tell the weather or whatever. That kind of a guy. And then but I don't know who. I don't know who. I'm just.
Well, you're a bit
what
stuck
about-
then, aren't you?
I can't say.
What really
I can't-
intelligent scientists do you know that you might take?
Well, I don't know any fucking.
Well, no, famous intelligent scientists.
Well, no, but you're on about like if it happened now today.
Yeah,
who
yeah,
I would
yeah,
take
you
with
got-
me
you
today.
got-
Got
name
the
them,
sight
mate.
on the countdown on this rocket.
Oh, I've got to name it. Oh, Jesus.
You don't. Well, no.
Well, okay.
Some of them. Name this one.
He wants you to say a very specific name, so you gloss over this.
I can't do it for the intelligent one. I don't think.
But what else- what else? What-
You've
what
got
are
more
rules?
in your arsenal.
Yeah.
You've gone with an intelligent one.
Right, I think you need a clever guy like Clarkson. I think this guy should be probably he should probably be about 45, so he's got a bit of experience, but he's got a couple of years ahead of him. 'Cause obviously,
He's still potent.
I think we need a handyman, someone who's quite strong, but who can also help reproduce, like, you know, who's going to be good at like mating and that.
So who would you pick?
so
You can pick
a
somebody.
big
Yeah.
guy, big strong guy.
Yeah,
Let's
so
go
a porn
with
star that can rewire a plug. That's what I said.
let's go with we'll go with Sylvester Stallone here. Just so he can go around banging whatever female I put on
Well-known
there.
handyman.
And, but no, I mean someone with strength who can help like move some rocks to build some houses and shit.
He's approaching 70.
Yeah, but he's still got the strength, Vanny. Or shall I
Not of a 30-year-old.
In the film.
shall I
yes,
put
yeah.
shall I chuck someone up there then to give him a hand, like
Take him at all.
I could give him a little apprentice, like just someone to help him, like.
You've only got 5 spaces on the rocket. In my opinion, you've already wasted one of them.
Oh, well, fucking. Alright, okay, so then we need a good female, like someone who's
You've only got 2 left now. But with the intelligent handyman, the handyman Sylvester Stallone, and the handyman's apprentice. Unnamed.
And they've got to popularise this planet with you.
3 men.
You've chosen 3 men and you. So you.
No, I haven't gone yet. I haven't said I'm
and
going
2
yet.
women.
I haven't said I'm going.
No, it's you and 5
Yeah,
others.
you said me and 5 others, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know how I'll contribute. I'll just sort of,
You're in
sort
charge.
of-
You're in charge, mate.
I'll organise. I'll fly them there.
Yeah, you're
I'll
in
get us
charge.
there.
Fuck. Doomed.
I'll get us there. Oh shit! I'll need a pilot then, won't I, to get there?
No, let's assume that's
Can John
taken
Travolta
care of.
actually fly a plane?
Oh,
He
Yeah.
can't, 'cause he's a
Yeah,
pilot.
yeah.
John Travolta.
So I'll have John Travolta because he can add a bit of spice to the place as well, couldn't he? I guess. John
Not a
Travolta-
Don't
womb,
know
though.
it.
We're still wombless.
Yeah,
on this new
still
planet.
wombless on this new planet. And 2 of your men are fucking past middle age, like, so they're gonna be dead pretty soon.
Right, so
like.
so John
In
Travolta will
terms of-
fly us over there. I don't know. He seems like quite a nice guy. Well, he seems like a good guy to organise a party as
He's a
well.
I
Scientologist.
don't think he'd be that great at popularising the planet.
Oh, maybe not, then.
Oh, he would be.
What about the singer from Iron
Populated.
Maiden, like to fly the
Yeah.
plane? I can bring us over there.
Bruce
He can
Dickinson.
introduce rock then to we'll have rock. Rock won't die. We can help.
That's
You
important.
take rock to the stars.
Take
That's
rock to
important.
stars. But yeah, I need a woman, right? So this woman needs to.
More
Be,
than
she needs to be quite a heavy set woman because she needs to be able to carry a couple of babies at a time because obviously we're gonna have to reproduce as fast as possible. Sylvester Stallone's got good sperm, so I reckon he can whack out triplets. As long as we got a big enough woman to hold it. So I'm thinking.
It's the worst.
I'm thinking. So we need a heavy set woman. So I'm thinking, what's her name? Bloody Vicar Dibley. We'll have her. She could carry a few babies, and she's funny as well. So she'll bring a bit. She'll bring a bit of comedy to the new species of human.
Dawn French.
That's the one. Dawn French. That's it. Couldn't think of her name. Couldn't think of her name. Sorry, listeners. Dawn French. So have I got one more? I'll have to be another female just because.
Right. So you've got.
Have I not
so
got one
far,
more?
No,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah,
'cause
I have
we'll
got one more.
We'll list them quickly, just to have a quick recap. Very intelligent engineer or scientist,
Yeah,
I'll
an
give- I'll put
inventor,
science in
someone
there.
problem
an
solver,
inventor,
yeah.
problem solver, a troubleshooter. Sylvester Stallone. We'll discount his apprentice just for you.
Yeah. He doesn't need an apprentice.
John Travolta's
John
going to fly
Travolta
the
to
spaceship.
fly you there.
Don
Oh
French.
no, you said Bruce Dickinson, didn't you? You
Yeah,
didn't want
yeah,
John
yeah.
Travolta.
Oh, sorry,
Bruce
sorry.
Dickinson
I'll have
to
him
fly
over
there
John
to bring
Travolta.
rock. Dawn French, and to complete.
Yeah, I think I need another female there, won't I? Just in case Dawn French, she loses her her womb dies out or something, and she can't.
Wow! if it isn't already crazy, if it doesn't happen before that you get to the planet, mate.
So I guess, because the thing is, reproducing is gonna be really important. So we need a young. It's gonna have to be a young girl this time. It have to be a young female. Just trying to think of an actress. A young actress.
What? Who are we looking at?
She needs to be young.
Fifth person
Hang on a
to
minute.
take.
Yeah, all the people. Right, yeah, fifth person to take. All the people that I've said so far are white, aren't they? Caucasian, like. So I'm gonna need, just to make sure that we don't end up with just one race of people. I'm gonna have to take someone else. So I'm gonna like Eddie Murphy or Whoopi Goldberg.
I love
or maybe
and the reason they're all so old is because he has no
Or maybe-
current fucking popular culture to go to. He doesn't know anyone who's famous under the age of fucking 40. He doesn't know anyone.
What about a princess of Pakistan or something? If there is one. What? I don't know. Is it a queen of princess Pakistan? Take her. Take her. Innit? We need. It might be good to have some royalty up there.
I wanted you to say Stephen Hawkins, mate. Yeah.
No, that'd be. No, you don't know if you'll be able to accommodate for wheelchairs and stuff on that planet.
So you think you need like an engineer inventor type, a handyman to assist.
He's not that handy.
A handyman, a handyman who can also.
Shit, I needed a doctor because who the hell's gonna help bloody
Yeah.
Nice.
deliver the
Too late
baby?
for that.
No, it's alright. No, it's alright. You have a quick description. Have a proper go. So you got a handyman, an inventor type, a doctor. Because they could all be female or male.
Maybe go as Robin Williams as Patch Adams, like just No.
You've gone too specific.
No,
We're
no.
giving you a go and you
And he's
failed
dead.
miserably. Everybody's dead. Just you and these celebrities and the Princess of Pakistan.
That's already basically on TV as well. That sort of shit.
Yeah.
They are doing that, aren't they? Are they not? Are they not? Have they?
If you bring up this Mars show again, I'm
this
gonna
Mars
kick
show's
off.
happening, isn't it? This Mars show is happening.
They are not going to send 2 people to
fuck's
Mars
sake.
and film it and put it on telly.
Not 2 people, like a few people.
No.
No, they're not.
Why
Can
did
they?
I read it then?
Because you didn't. Think about this. Think about the events of last week. You didn't read the story, did you?
Yeah.
You can't have done.
I did, mate. I definitely read this one
Oh.
because there was
Well-
applications for it, and I thought, who the fuck would do that?
Hang on. Why is it such? Why is it so unbelievable?
I can't even begin to answer that.
Well, they've never sent a human
I
to Mars.
have
You think
never
the first-
sided with Antonio as much as in this podcast.
I'm
Right,
sorry, but
let me put it to you like this: they've never sent a human being to Mars,
Not
Yeah.
one.
but you're
No.
proposing that they will send 30 for a television show.
Not 30. Can't go to that number just because I said 1 and 2.
Okay.
6 or something.
6.
Yeah.
What, 6 contestants?
No. 6 people who are going to like populate Mars. And Tone's just picked them.
You know, on just a serious note before we finish up, you know that's not real, don't you?
I wasn't sure about it. Still not convinced. I think it could happen.
How long would it take to get to Mars?
they might be keeping it secret. You know, save it as a
Well,
surprise.
obviously not because I know about it.
It's called Mars 1.
We're going to look at Mars 1 and we're going to start next week's podcast with it.
Whose question was that?
And with that, I'd like to thank my co-participants this week, Antonio Ramona,
Thank you.
Justin Cliff,
Thank you, Dan.
and Kenneth Trainer.
Cheers, Dan.
Feeling under the weather, you can. Good night delight thing that you do. I realise how bad that sounds.
No, but it seemed to be the attitude that the woman was just there.